delegates have been tallied. The results are in. Hillary Clinton officially conceded the presidential race Saturday.
I endorse him and throw my full support behind him.
But how will her final bow from the '08 race be remembered? As political exits go, George Washington's historic farewell address set the standard for leaving with dignity and pride, while Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton's dual exit set the all-time low. Newsweek looks at the historical record of famous presidential tatas. In 1974, Watergate leaked and Richard Nixon found himself in the deep end.
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
He headed off the raging deluge and resigned his presidency before it was drowned by impeachment.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
He signed peace and helicoptered away. Too bad it always comes back to the crook line.
Well, I'm not a crook. 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 Well, I'm not a crook.
Lyndon Baines Johnson was a man full of surprises. He surprised the nation by jumping into the 1960 race against JFK at the last minute. He surprised them again by accepting the vice presidency. He wasn't so popular toward the end of his presidency because of mounting frustration with Vietnam. Yet LBJ still surprised everyone by calling it quits in March of '68, in the middle of the primary season.
I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
Surprise! Ted Kennedy followed his big brothers Jack and Bobby on a quest for the White House in 1980. Running in the primary against the unpopular incumbent Jimmy Carter that year, Teddy seemed to have an edge. But after a group of Iranian militants seized the American embassy in Tehran and held people hostage, Jimmy got a little more respect for trying to free them. Though Carter failed to gain freedom for the hostages before the election, he squashed Kennedy's upstart bid.
For me, a few hours ago, this campaign came to an end. For all those whose cares have been our concern, the work goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
Funny how hopes and dreams keep coming back up. Jimmy Carter's presidential story didn't end so happily. He went on to lose the general election to Ronald Reagan by a landslide.
I promised you 4 years ago that I would never lie to you, so I can't stand here tonight and say it doesn't hurt.
We feel your pain, Jimmy. We feel your pain. Albert Arnold Gore Jr. didn't go quietly into that good election night in 2000. It took 1 month, several recounts, and a Supreme Court ruling before he called it quits. Still, as the popular vote winner, he could have dragged it out longer.
While I strongly disagree with the court's decision, I accept it. I accept the finality of this outcome, and tonight, for the sake of our unity as a people and the strength of our democracy, I offer my concession.
With Clinton's exit, maybe Gore can finally now bestow his much-sought endorsement.